You would look cute with those antlers on.
I would. She's flipped out. She is truly flipped out.
You can take them off.
You can say, today I identify as a reindeer.
Okay, then I'm going to get the trans community upset.
Start off saying happy holidays and then say just
Let's see. Okay, and that goes on auto?
Yes.
Okay. All right, ready?
Yep. Ready?
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Fireside Chat. Clearly, it is a holiday chat. Is Otto okay with it?
It already fell off.
He already fell off. They convinced me to do this, to show up with antlers, and fine. You know what? Like, I'm okay with it. You know, it's. I'm going to talk to you about Christmas. By the way, I think I have a lot of things to say about it, and it added credibility because I'm Jewish and Hanukkah is my holiday, but Christmas is a very important holiday, even if you're not Christian, which is what I want to talk to you about. First, news. PragerU hit 3 billion views. By the way, if they see this, it may end PragerU. It may no longer be taken seriously since Prager himself is wearing reindeer antlers. But I pretty much do what Megan asked me to do, and she... Are you the producer of the Fireside Chat? You certainly are. I have to say that. Okay, so did you all see me? Can I take it off? Okay. Anyway, the Fireside Chat, every week it is I, Dennis Prager, at my home. Do you know that people ask, is this a set? How do I prove it's not a set? Anyway, it's pretty elaborate for a set. It's my home, I promise. What would I do, bring my dog to the set? Anyway, I guess people would. No, this is where I do most of my work. So anyway, from my home to yours, whatever you're celebrating, Happy Hanukkah or Merry Christmas, and anything else that you might be celebrating, and certainly everybody, Happy New Year. But I really want to talk to you about this, and there's an opening question, as we have every week. So let's go to it. Our opening question. And you can all send them in, and hopefully we'll choose yours. Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Micah Hart. I'm a Prager Force member. I live in Rhode Island, but I attend school in Massachusetts at Whitensville Christian School. I am 17 years old and I'm a junior. My question is, what do you think about parents lying to their children about Santa Claus?
All right, that's a big one. I have done shows about that whole issue. Let me get back to, here we go. All right, so parents lying to their kids about Santa Claus. The word lying is a loaded word here. You're lying if a kid says to you, your kid says to you, Mom or Dad, is there really a Santa Claus? And you say, yes, there really is a Santa Claus who lives in the North Pole, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that is in effect telling your kid something that isn't true. By the time your kid is going to ask that question, you can level with your kid. But why would anybody feel odd about allowing their child this fantasy world? If you read your kid a book, a fairy tale, any fairy, Pinocchio, do you tell your kid first, there really wasn't a Pinocchio? Right? You let your child live the fairy tale. It's a lovely, innocent part of childhood. Why clobber their innocence when it's unnecessary? That's the way I look at it. It is, who did it ever hurt to have a belief that Santa Claus? Anyway, it's got a moral message, right? He knows if you've been good, right? Isn't that the way the song goes? He knows if you've been bad or good. That's right. Which song is that?
Be good for goodness.
Yes, be good for goodness sake. And it's really, to me, a sort of a sign of the time in which we live, that people don't want their child to believe at 5 years of age that there's a Santa Claus, but they do want their child to believe that they have no future because they will be drowning in hot seas because of global warming. That they really want their child at 5 to believe, but not that there's a Santa Claus. It's sick. We live in an upside down world. We don't protect children anymore. It's like parents' job is no longer to protect children. It's to ruin their innocence. It's a beautiful tradition. What is the big deal? I obviously have passion on the subject. And ironically, in my home, there wasn't a Santa Claus. I grew up in a very religious Jewish home, which didn't have any feature of Christmas in it, except the music. Everybody loved the music. I still love the music. It's my favorite time of year, actually. But and I'll come to that momentarily. But for those who have Santa Claus in their home, what's wrong with it? I'm curious. Some parents have what is it? The tooth fairy, right? The kid loses a tooth and they put $1 under the pillow. When I was a kid, it was a quarter. Inflation, and oh, there really is not there is no tooth fairy. Well, how did I get into the world? Well, of course, when sperm meets egg through the act of intercourse. Do you tell your 6-year-old that, your 5-year-old that, or do you just say things that are not exactly accurate? Isn't protecting a child's innocence a good thing, and to let them enjoy this? Well, and then by the way, the objections come from all over because I've done this on my radio show so often, and I've heard from people who have objections. It not only comes from people who are hyper enlightened, it comes from a number of religious people. There are Christians who call my show, say, Christmas is supposed to be only about Christ. Why? For a Christian, of course, it's about Christ, but why only about Christ? Why does Santa take away? By the way, here's a little secret for all of you who want to raise religious kids, as I have wanted and hopefully did. The more enjoyable you can make the religion, along with all the seriousness, the better chance you have that the child will keep it alive. There's an emotional aspect to religion, not just an intellectual or theological one. So it's a very healthy thing to have your child love Christmas if you're a Christian, and love Christmas even if you're not a Christian, which I will get to. But so obviously, it is a non-issue to me. I don't want you to lie to your child if your child's asking a black and white question. But by the time they ask that question, anyway, even parents have told me, they said to their kids, well, there is a Santa in the way of, we believe that it is a beautiful thing to be generous on Christmas and to bring people gifts. They've answered it that way. You can answer it in any number of ways. But I will admit, it's a strange family where somebody at 30 years of age will say, I've never been able to recover my parents faking me about Santa Claus. If you think that way, I don't know how to put this, but you should seek counseling. I want to put it as gently as I can. If that's the biggest trauma in your life, that your parents told you there was a Santa, you've got a great life. Let me tell you. All right, does that answer our Rhode Island in Massachusetts Christian young man? Okie dokie, good. Enjoy life, folks, and enjoy religion. Santa helps it. All right. Now, let me tell you a couple of words about Christmas, and I've written this. You can look it up on the internet anywhere you are in the world. Dennis Prager, Christmas. You'll see a lot of articles that I've written on this. And the tragedy of dropping Christmas. No longer Merry Christmas, but Happy Holiday. No longer do schools have Christmas vacations. They have winter vacations. No longer do companies have Christmas parties. They have holiday parties. I will never forget, or no Christmas tree, at a school, for example, because I love this one. It's not inclusive. Well, I'm not Christian, but why is it not inclusive? Why is saying to me Merry Christmas in any possible way, shape, or form uninclusive, or God forbid, even worse, insulting? It's beautiful. In fact, I'm the guy, I go around, I tell everybody Merry Christmas. They're all saying Happy Holiday because they're afraid that they'll be just attacked, the flight attendant, or the captain of the airplane. Happy Holidays, but as I go, wish people Merry Christmas. And then they look around and they go, Merry Christmas. It's like they're doing, people curse more easily than they say Merry Christmas in big cities. I'm not talking about, rural Mississippi. I'm talking about in big cities, people are afraid almost to say Merry Christmas. It's really sad. It's just sad. It's just another way of getting rid of something joyful. And by the way, I want to remind Americans, and I know people watching all over the world, but I want to remind Americans, it's a national holiday in the United States, like July 4th or Veterans Day. It's a national holiday. I am an American. I am a member of the American nation, so it is therefore my holiday too. It's not my religious holiday, but it's my American holiday. 90% of my fellow Americans are celebrating it. Why would I want to deprive them in my narcissism? It is narcissistic to be offended by the words Merry Christmas. There's something wrong with you. I mean it. And I'm a Jew, right? So in Israel, people will say on the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, they will say to everybody in Israel, remember, a fifth of Israel is not Jewish, it's Muslim, the Arab population of Israel. But people say to everybody, Shana Tova, Happy New Year. But what if it's not your New Year? Is that offensive? Should they stop saying that? Right? Why is that different? Or Shabbat Shalom, or Happy Sabbath, Sabbath peace. It's said on the radio as the Sabbath enters in Israel. Should they stop that because not everybody listening is Jewish? What, countries have to stop having their national holidays because some people in the country may not observe that day? That's incredible. So there was a law school in Indiana that decided to get rid of their Christmas tree in their main building, and I just thought it was awful. Their argument was it's not inclusive. So I had a law professor on, the one who made the argument, it's not inclusive, we can't have the Christmas tree. So I had her on, and I said, I don't understand. Why is it not inclusive? And she said, well, we have Jews at our university and others. Well, and to her shock, I said, well, I'm a Jew, and I think you should have a Christmas tree. I love having Christmas trees in my society. It's a good thing. It's a happier place Christmas time, thanks to Christmas tree and decorations and Santa Clauses and Christmas music. It's all great. In this totalitarian inclusiveness, there's something wrong with you, not society, if you object to Merry Christmas or a Christmas tree. You're the problem, not America. You are a narcissist. Everything must revolve around you. It has nothing to do with inclusivity. It has to do with your hypersensitivity and immaturity. Am I strong enough on this? Really, it ticks me off. My God. Okay, it's a great time of year, and I want to keep it. The country will be infinitely poorer. And by the way, it's already poorer. There's so many fewer homes with decorations than when I was a kid. It's you almost have to look for them in big cities. I know there are parts of America where there are still many, but in urban America, which is a secular America, as compared to a more rural America, it's a tragedy. It's such a beautiful thing to see these decorations once a year. It enhances the life of the society. Okay, we'll take your questions. They're all about Christmas. Chosen by Megan, the very tough producer. Okay. All right, let's see. Here we go. Emily, 18. Hi, Emily, 18. Avon Park, Florida. What is my opinion, that's me, on the commercialization of Christian holidays such as Christmas and Easter? That's another loaded word, commercialization. It's like the lying word. I think people have understandably adopted the critics' terminology. How about not commercialization? How about generosity? That's the word I would use. People are buying things for other people for Christmas. Oh my God, what a terrible thing. I can't think of anything worse. People are spending their money to make others happy. That is really loathsome. We have to put a stop to that. What could possibly be wrong? Can people spend too much? Everything could be too much. You could eat too much healthy food. You could eat too much broccoli. This doesn't mean anything. That, of course, anything could be in excess. I am with families on Christmas, who Christian families, and I watch them unwrap the gifts, and it is so beautiful. It's just a beautiful tradition. Why? That once a year people are thinking, gee, what could I get my husband or my wife or my parents or my in-laws or my cousin or my uncle or my aunt or my friend? What could possibly be wrong with that? That's commercialization? Why is that commercialization? And if it is, what's wrong with that? Always think whenever, and I'm not directing this to Avon. Is that her name? Emily, I'm sorry, Avon Park. I'm not directing this to you, Emily. I'm not saying you're saying this, but anybody who objects to A must always ask, what's the alternative, and do you like it? So what is the alternative to people getting gifts for others on Christmas? The alternative is people not getting gifts. Would society be better if nobody bought anybody a gift on Christmas? Theoretically, if it's commercialization, that would be better. Why is that better? It drives me crazy. And by the way, you might as well say the same thing of Hanukkah. When I was a kid, my parents got me Hanukkah. It was the best gift of the year. It was a better gift than on my birthday. It's when I got my electric train set. Nobody gets electric train sets now. Why not? Isn't that an interesting question? Why would it, here's a better question. I don't know the answer. Would a 10-year-old boy, maybe girl, but I think more boys would like it. Would a 10-year-old boy like a train set? I don't know the answer. But it would be interesting. What happened to trains? It's not like people rode trains more then, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, I remember that in particular, that my parents got me this train set. So getting gifts, I'll never forget, this was one of my favorite calls in 37 years of radio. A woman called me up. She said, I'm a grandmother, and Dennis, I don't get my grandchildren gifts. What I do is I write a poem for them. And with great love and gentility, I said, whatever her name was, let's call her Anne. That's a good grandmother name, right? Anne, let me say this on behalf of your grandchildren. They rather get a gift than read your poem. It was very tough for me to say. But it's as true as 2 and 2 is 4. Personally, I would rather get a gift. I'd rather get a cigar than a poem. That may lower me in your view. I understand that. You might think, oh, Dennis Prager, he would much rather get a poem. Nope, I'd rather get a cigar. I admit it, can't smoke a poem. I mean, let's be honest. All right, that was a little cute, okay. It's very sweet if you write your grandchild a poem, but not in lieu of a gift. All right, thank you. So get gifts. It's very nice. Reagan, 15, in Bristow, Virginia. Should politics take a back seat for the holidays, or should it always be a priority? Definitely a back seat. Absolutely. Get together for the holidays and enjoy each other. You can yell at each other about politics the rest of the year, but for the holiday, please just have peace in the house. Don't talk politics if you're going to just yell at each other. I'm serious. I have very strong views on these matters, but I have relatives who don't agree with me at all. But when I get together with them, we don't argue politics. What's the point? Family is family, and friends are free, and you just enjoy each other. So the holiday should take priority. Robert, 20 years old, San Antonio, Texas. Kids leave milk and cookies for Santa. Should people leave a cigar and scotch for Dennis Prager? Definitely. Although I don't drink. By the way, I don't drink not out of principle. I just get a headache from alcohol, which is funny because I smoke the strongest cigars made, and I feel great. So it's just the way you're made. But I never dealt well with alcohol. So you would leave me a cigar and sparkling water. I know I'm not the most exciting party goer. Oh, Dennis, what drink will you have? Seltzer. It's not impressive. Scotch on the rocks sounds better. It's the irony is my dad loved Scotch. One of my sons loves Scotch. I'm sort of like the teetotaler in the middle. Okay, that was a fun question. Cole, 17, Florence, Kentucky. What's your opinion on radio stations blocking the broadcasting of Baby It's Cold Outside and other traditional Christmas songs because they don't align with leftist ideals? The interesting thing here is, first of all, I don't know what other Christmas songs are ever blocked. I don't think that, I don't know of any other Christmas song that is. Baby It's Cold Outside. I know he's trying to, for those of you who don't know, I think it's a totally innocent, adorable song. I know you could read into it, oh my God, he's going to give her stuff to get her tipsy so she'll stay the night. He's trying to convince her to stay the night. What'll my mother say? I mean, give me a break. What'll my mother say? It's pretty dated. We've lost the ability to enjoy life without any of these hypersensitivities. This is not a date rape song. God, it's so sad. They're killjoys on the left. They're just killjoys. Can't enjoy Thanksgiving anymore. It's now Native American Genocide Day. Christmas is it's not, I don't know, it's become nothing for many people. The music, I mean, this song, there's nothing wrong with the song. God. All right, let's see. Sammy, 16, Layton, Utah. What's your favorite Christmas song? I love them all. I love so many of them. I am crazy about the season. I'm crazy about it. I happen to love, I got to admit, I have a Holly Jolly Christmas. It is so unsophisticated musically and words. But I don't know, I just hear it and it gets me in the mood. But, there are so many, obviously, the great religious songs, Noel and Silent Night. And I mean, there are just so many. By the way, here's a great example. I bet most of you don't know this. American Christmas songs, which are a phenomenal genre of song, phenomenal. The biggest hits, at least half of the biggest, most popular Christmas songs were written by Jews. New York Times article a number of years ago. Not many people know that. How come? I guess did they feel excluded, these Jewish writers? I guess not. It was a healthier time. When it said "Make America Great Again," there were great things about America that have been lost. That's an example. Now all of a sudden, Tell me, what is a better America where everybody says it's a beautiful season, or people say, oh no, you're excluding people? Who's excluded? Okay. Let's see. What's our time, by the way?
25.
All right. Oh, Benjamin 19, Washington, D.C. By the way, do people know that if they're over 20, they're allowed to send in questions? They think it's like a cutoff point if you're 20 years old. Benjamin 19, is it okay for people to re-gift something that they previously received as a gift but didn't like? Yeah, why isn't it okay? Listen, if somebody gave you a box of cigars and you don't smoke cigars and you re-gift it to me, I'm fine with it. So just I want to put that thought in your mind. Not an issue. What's wrong with it? People don't think rationally on subjects. What is wrong? I get a beautiful gift. Now, if it's a cheesy junk gift, but a cheesy junk gift is not good gifted, let alone re-gifted. It doesn't matter if it's re-gifted. If the nature of the gift is worthy of the recipient, who cares if it's re-gifted or not? I don't. What is better, to do nothing in my house or to give somebody pleasure? So I want to repeat: if you get a box of cigars and don't smoke, I will be honored to be the recipient of your re-gift. Even if it's the 7th re-gift, if it went through 7 recipients, none of whom smoke cigars, I will be happy to receive it. Okay, Christian 23, oh, there we go, it's an old guy, 23, Gainesville, Florida. What is Kwanzaa and why isn't it real? Well, Kwanzaa was developed by a black professor at the Cal State Long Beach, if I'm not mistaken, in, I don't know, the 1970s, I think it was, or 1980s. It is not an African holiday. He invented it, which, by the way, it does not dismiss it. And it's fine with me if a holiday is invented. I don't have anything against Kwanzaa. I just don't want people to think that it's something it isn't. It's not an African holiday. Africans, if you asked any African immigrant, do you celebrate Kwanzaa? He would say, I'm sorry, what? But if there are black Americans who celebrate it, God bless them, enjoy your Kwanzaa. But it's not widely celebrated. It was I don't know, why would a black American be less likely to celebrate Christmas than anybody else? All righty, everybody. Okay, finally, Reese, 16 years old, Douglasville, Georgia. Favorite Christmas movie? So It's a Wonderful Life. That's my favorite. It's very touching. There are a lot of great Christmas movies, just like there are a lot of great Christmas music. So why should we in any way want to diminish such a joyful part of the year in America and presumably other countries? But I can only speak about America in this regard. It's a beautiful time of the year. It's what one of the songs says. It's the most beautiful time of the year. I think it is. And the question is, why wouldn't everybody think that? So, if you're celebrating it, Merry Christmas. If you're celebrating Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. To all of you, from all of us, Otto, my wonderful staff, my family, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to keep these fireside chats free, please do by donating to PragerU.